Hello you guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to the vlog. Today's video is going to be a day or a couple of days, who knows, in my life studying for the MCAT. Welcome. As you guys can see, I just did my morning routine, which I've been trying to stay consistent with in order to just keep me moving, keep me in a good mental space, a good breakfast, a good sermon, some gospel music, a shower, and putting on a nice comfy outfit to sit here at my lovely desk and study all day long. So if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you. So as you guys saw, the first thing that I did when I sat down this morning was I did a cars passage. I actually did 2 of them. The amount that I do in the morning time, my skin is so shiny today. I've really been on my skincare. Like I told you guys, I am not playing. I'm like, I want clear, buttery, smooth skin all 2023. I'm seriously taking the time every morning and night to do like an extensive skincare routine. It's the moment where I take care of myself, and it makes me really happy for all these days where I don't wear a lot of makeup, when my skin is just like clear and shiny and glowy. I'm like, okay, yes, this feels good. So like I said, I started off my study day doing cars practice. Right now I'm going through the MCAT official prep cars diagnostic tool. I usually do about 2 to 4 a day. Sometimes I do all 4 in one sitting. Sometimes I'll do like 1 at a time and do the answers as I go. And sometimes I'll do like 1 timed and then another 1 timed. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Today I was feeling like I wanted to see my answers as I was going along. So I did that for 2 different passages. And then I'll probably do 2 more later on today. Now, it took me a minute to get used to the Kaplan database and exactly how to look at my schedule and go through everything, but I have finally gotten the hang of it. So I'm going to show you guys an example of how I use the schedule to impact what I'm going to do today. So this is what my schedule looks like. It's pretty crazy, honestly, because I do take Sundays off, and then I also skipped a week because I went to LA. So I have a lot of different like modules or tasks every single day. You can see, for example, on Monday, I had a live class. We normally have live classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But again, when I went to LA, I missed a couple of classes. So you can reschedule or like pick up classes again. So I did that for the psych social class. Ended up going to that at 7:30 instead of my normal 3 to 6 p.m. class. Let's say today was Monday. I would know that I have a Chem Phys class at 3 p.m. And then if you go to the class, you can add it to your Google Calendar, which is really helpful because it'll send you like a notification letting you know before your class starts. I'll show you guys in the class later on today how I go through the class using the Kaplan MCAT digital lesson book, but I really like this because it's kind of like a fill-in-the-blank notebook for you to take notes during the class. For every class, it'll give you a few assignments. These are usually videos. They range in length. Are content review videos, and it's helpful because it goes in depth about the topic that you're going to learn and practice in the class later on that day. So I normally try and get these done first thing in the morning. That way I know that I have them done before my class, because it does make a big difference and you understand the information before taking the class. Now, like I mentioned, I ended up missing like 4 live classes. So it took me a long time because instead of going to a 3-hour live class, they do have an option where if you can't attend or if you want to rewatch a specific lesson, they do have like lessons on demand. So they are videos that are broken up. It's the same topics that you cover during the live class, but they're just shorter videos. The only thing I don't like about this program is that you can't rewatch live classes. If you miss a live class, you basically just have to watch the videos. So let's just say that I missed this class. I would have to watch all of these videos in order to catch up on what we learned. For example, this video here is like 15 minutes long. Not too bad, right? But again, you saw there's about 5 or 6 videos. And also, these are really in-depth videos, so I find that I have to pause them frequently. And then again, I'm also taking notes on that digital lesson book. So I'm making sure that I'm keeping up with everything and mentally just having to go back, hear things again. So going through these videos actually take a really long time. Videos are short, but they're dense. They're very similar to if you watch like a Khan Academy video, where it will have a lot of information in a short amount of time. So again, sometimes you have to rewind to rehear it or slow it down. That way you can actually that you can actually absorb all the information that they're sharing. I found that it's much more beneficial to just go to the live classes. Also, if you have a question or if you just need a clarification or even just that sense of community, it's really nice to be in class. And my class is full with other Meharry students. Now, there's probably like a good 10 of us who actually go to these classes every week. There's maybe 70 of us who are in the pre-med program. Now, some people may be there and they never comment because it's kind of like a Zoom class. Again, I'll show you guys later on. It's kind of like a Zoom class, so you can see other people and when they're chatting and stuff. Obviously, people can study however they want to, so I'm assuming a lot of people are just not using the Kaplan resources. But so far, again, I really like it because it allows me to see like, okay, I need to get these things done. I need to watch this video, this video, this video, and it's all underneath this topic. Now, the great thing about it is that once I finish, for example, there are various different modules underneath each day, and these are all different forms of content. So the way that it's set up is that you start off by taking a placement quiz. This is usually between 10 and 25 questions, and it basically just gives you the questions that have to do with this topic and see where you score. This allows you to test out of a topic if you score high enough. So I believe if you get like an 80% on the placement quiz, it's like, don't waste your time going over these topics. You kind of already mastered the content, move on to something else. Now, I've only tested out of like 2 topics, and they're normally in psychology and sociology. When it comes to the chemistry, the physics, the biology, I honestly never test out, so I end up having to go through all of the content. And it's really easy to see what content you have to go through. So you can see here, I had to watch first this video about amino acids, peptides, and proteins. I would review the video. This one is about 16 minutes, and then I go on to the next video. And I'm usually taking notes while doing this. This video is 9 minutes, and I go on to the next one. And then after I've watched all the videos, I've taken my notes, what I normally will do, which again is another reason why I really like the Kaplan database, I'll give myself a practice quiz before I do like my exit quiz. Because I know that this content bucket is about amino acids, proteins, and enzymes, I can create a quiz based off of the topic that I just studied. So I can literally peptides and proteins. I can choose if I want to have a timer or not. I can choose how many questions it is. I can name the quiz, and then I can take it. This is an example of what one of the quizzes will look like. And again, if I time myself, it'll have the timer counting down just like how it will in the MCAT. You can also flag it. If you guys don't know, this is like exactly what the MCAT AAMC database looks like. So it really allows you to feel like you're taking the actual MCAT. You can go through the questions. You're actually doing MCAT style questions. You can see here that it even has passage-based questions as well, and they're specifically on the topic that you just studied. So you don't have to search around and figure out, okay, if I do a practice passage right now, is this actually going to test the information that I just studied? It like already has it together for you. You just have to decide how many questions you're going to do. This is how I'm getting in as many practice questions as possible. I'm doing 10 to 15 before I start a topic, 10 to 15 in the middle of a topic, 10 to 15 after I've reviewed an entire topic, and also I'm reviewing my answers after each practice test. It takes a really long time. Sometimes it honestly can really mess up your confidence. Like 30%, I just watched 3 hours worth of videos. Like, what do you mean I don't know this information? If I feel like, you know what, I think I'm getting the hang of it, I'll take the exit test. If I take the exit test, I don't get like at least a 65, 70, I may take another practice test. I'm not expecting to get 100% on these tests. It's just not realistic, and I can't just focus on one topic because then I won't make it through the other modules for the day. You can see how for one topic I'll end up doing about like 30 to 40 questions, and I'm also reviewing each of these questions. The way I know where I went wrong and how to correctly solve it the next time I see a question that's similar. And this is an example of what it looks like when you are reviewing one of your quizzes, and they look the same whether you created it in your own QBank or if it's one of the placement quizzes or the exit quiz. It all kind of looks the same if you got it right or wrong, and it'll go in more detail depending on exactly what you need. This one, it may be enough for me to just see, oh, okay, yeah, this one is right because of this. Other times I'm like, no, I need like more detail about exactly why this one is right or wrong. Like for example, even for questions that I got right, for this one I'm like, I don't even know what this word means. I think it means this. I got it right, but I flagged it, which means I really was not sure. And so now I'll have to read all of these to understand exactly why the answer that I chose was correct. I want to show you guys one where feedback is a little bit more in detail. Maybe because this is biochem, the answers are kind of simple, but you can kind of see physics and chemistry, and sometimes the one for math. It'll actually show you the math problems if you need. Okay, I feel like they all look the same in this biochemistry section, but again, they do look different for the physics section and the psych section as well. So I think that's everything. And like you can see, once you finish a section, it'll give you a beautiful check mark. We can move on to the next module. It is so satisfying to see a beautiful check mark, I cannot lie. You can see how it will take me all day long to get through all of these modules, and especially when I have a class that day, because I know it's going to take away 3 hours from my study day. I hope that answered any of your questions on exactly how I'm studying for the MCAT. Sometimes you guys ask me and I'm like, well, I use Kaplan basically, but I think it means more when you actually see it in action like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I actually have a lot of them on my schedule for today, but oh, thank God, 3 of them are psych soc, which I may be able to test out of. Me personally, that's always the highest section that I test on, but I really want to try and like push that score, since I normally do well in that section. I want to push that score to be really high, and my car section to be a little bit higher than what I'm scoring as well. That way it'll just push my overall score higher. Personally, Chem Phys and Biochem are my weakest sections. I mean, it's kind of dumb, but kind of doesn't make sense because I'm a physiologist. I have a biology degree. I'm in a master's of health science program, but especially the Chem Phys, like those questions just confuse me. My physics background is very weak. Having to memorize all the formulas, not using a calculator, like there's a lot of reasons why I do well in the sections that I do well on, and I don't do as well in the sections that I don't do well on. But my goal is to put a lot of attention on the sections that need it, but then also put attention on the section that I'm good at, the way I can do even better in those sections. We're actually starting off with biology. We're doing DNA to RNA to protein, something that is frequently tested on the MCAT. This content should build the foundation for your MCAT prep, blah 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 blah. I feel good about this topic. I should be able to watch the videos really quickly without having to make a lot of pauses or like create my own notes. Speaking of taking notes, I'm still using my iPad. You guys ask all the time. This is the 7th generation iPad, and it's running out of storage. I literally have like no more space. I've had to offload all of my apps because the OneNote app does use a lot of storage. I'm actually using my old MCAT notes that I took when I was previously studying. I use those notes to review and to add to while currently studying. I'm not taking a lot of notes because I noticed that I don't really go back to review them. It's mainly for things like physics or orgo, if I'm like, I really need to write this down, that way I have it in a place where I can come back to. But for things like biology and cars and psychology and sociology, I actually really don't write notes. I just watch the video and really try and retain the information. And then I take the practice test, and if I don't understand, I'll read why it's wrong, and then I'll do more practice problems. This is an example of the notes that I previously took. I was taking classes with the integrative MCAT tutoring program. Specifically, this was from a physics lesson, and these are things that I still need to go back to now. While I'm watching the videos, I'll go back and I'll say, okay, when I first learned about Charles' law, what did I write about? Maybe I'll add something if it's an example or a mnemonic. Kaplan's really good at adding different mnemonics, just ways to think about things. So I'll add those to my notes if I feel like I need it. But again, if not, I'm literally just like watching and absorbing everything. That also helps me get through the videos faster. The way I'm not pausing as much and trying to write down exactly what they said. And again, I just don't have enough time. I won't be going back to my notes that often, except for when I'm doing practice problems and if I allow myself to use notes for things like equations and formulas. Mainly just in the Chem Phys section. Okay, I think I finally covered it all. I'm gonna get to work. The days that I have the live class, I try and be super productive in the morning time, because after sitting in a class for 3 hours, I normally have to take a mental break before I get back to studying. Sometimes I'll cook dinner, sometimes I'll watch TV or Netflix, but sometimes after I take a mental break, I don't get back into doing my work, and that's a whole nother situation and a whole nother problem of, again, being consistent, staying motivated, not getting like drained during my day. Now what's been working for me is I've decided no YouTube weekdays while I'm studying. That way I just don't get myself off topic, because time is of the essence. I only have but so much time, and I want to make sure that I'm using it wisely. Also, waking up early because I have the most energy when the sun is out and it's bright and shiny and my caffeine is still kicking. I've also been a coffee girl recently, which is so surprising, but I found out my different things that I like to add to it that makes it drinkable for me. I'm also probably just getting used to the taste. So I've been drinking my coffee, waking up early, getting to work as soon as I get myself ready for the day, and then that way if I need to end studying at 7 or 8 p.m. once it's like pitch black outside, I can do that, do my skincare routine, go to bed early. That way I can wake up early again. Sometimes it's easier said than done. I just try my best, again, to be disciplined and motivated every day. Some days are good days, some days are not so good. Some days I do more, some days I do less, but overall, I'm trying my best. So I'm gonna get to work and I will check in with you guys when I need a brain break in a couple of hours. Hi there, I'm back. Don't mind this clip. I cannot have my hair in my face the whole time. I decided to get, you know, kind of cute for y'all today, but I cannot have my hair in my face the whole time while I'm sitting here studying. Okay, I had to pick up the camera because I'm about to do a different module that I've never done before. It's a bonus module from Sketchy. It's all about eukaryotic and prokaryotic DNA. I previously mentioned to you guys an MCAT video about the MCAT resources that I use, that I did have a subscription to Picmonic, which I still have a subscription to, but I haven't used it yet. I do plan on using it my next semester though, because I'm going to be taking pharmacology. But if you guys don't know what Pixorize is, Pixorize and Sketchy are basically the same. You can see here exactly what it sounds like. It's picture mnemonics. This website basically creates a scenario and it puts it into this video. That way you can easily remember pathways. So this will take you through a scenario and it'll go through and it's like this represents this. And then that way when you have to walk through and think about a certain process or whatever, your mind can kind of, why are you all tilted? Your mind can kind of go through this process and it just helps you with memorization. I do like it. I do find it to be helpful, especially because I am a visual learner. Like, right now I'm just not in the memorization field of things. Pixorize does have an MCAT version. I used their mnemonic videos to study my amino acids the first time I took my test, and I really feel like I have my amino acids down now for the most part because of them. So I definitely recommend it, especially if you have more time or if there's certain things that you need to really get embedded in your memory. Pixorize MCAT is specifically for biology, biochemistry, psychology, and sociology. So learning about amino acids, endocrinology, it's really good with endocrinology stuff, protein structures, the digestive systems, things like that. That it's really helpful with. I do think I'll probably use this for some psychology and sociology because I actually have a really hard time remembering personality disorders or like different cognitive development things. So like Piaget versus Kohlberg versus Freud. But the point is that Kaplan and Sketchy have like a partnership, so you get access to some Sketchy videos through Kaplan, which I think is pretty cool. So I'll let you guys know which one I enjoy more, Sketchy versus Picmonic. I think that Sketchy may be better for medical school students, and I think probably for pre-med. But again, if you're taking classes like pharmacology or I don't know, other things, I think it's probably helpful to have Picmonic. So it's really just great because I have access to both of them. And I think I do have a discount code or something for Picmonic. I'll leave that link down below for you guys if you want to try it out. Again, especially if you are a visual learner like me. So let's watch the Sketchy video and see what we learn and see if I like it.
Welcome to the high-rise gondolas inside Sketchy's Ethnon Expo Center.
Okay, y'all, it's time for lunch break. I think I shared with you guys on Instagram that you guys know my beloved and favorite and my tried and true meal delivery service, Freshly, has gone under. I have no idea why, but they said like in early January they're not going to send out any more meal kits. So I'm super sad about it because it's really been a part of my routine. I feel like it is just so helpful to not have to think about what meals you're going to eat. It's just something that you can put in the microwave and easily go. A lot of you guys recommended HelloFresh to me, which I've used before and I do like. But the difference between HelloFresh and Freshly is that Freshly meals are pre-prepared. All you have to do is just put them in the microwave and they're ready for you. However, HelloFresh is an ingredient kit meal service where you have to like cook the meals, prep the ingredients and cook the meals before eating them. Meal kits are the easiest and the laziest way for me to have pre-prepared lunch meals. Sorry, I'm like trying to put on my shoes right now. Next year is my goal to not eat them like all 5 days of the week. Even though I really do enjoy them, they can be a little bit high in calories, mainly because the ones that I choose are like a whole bunch of pastas. So my plan was to split it up and basically get 6 meals every other week and then freeze some of the meals, because I did that when I went to LA. I actually froze some of my meals and I came back and I put them in the microwave and they still worked out really well. So 3 days eating pre-prepared Freshly meals that I have unthawed out in the refrigerator, and then also eating salads, because you guys know I love me a good salad. And I found a way to kind of like meal prep my salads. I don't have one right now because I ate one yesterday for lunch, but you guys know I previously showed them to you all. I used to use, where are they at? I used to use these when I was working at the doctor's office. It's the perfect way, honestly, to have your salads with you to lunch. They just come like this. You put all your different toppings in here, your dressing in here, and then your salad in here, and you can take it with you to go. I absolutely love this, and I'll have a link down below. My only problem with it is that it's just a little small. I literally will eat an entire bag of lettuce, like an entire salad kit, in one sitting. Like, that's how much lettuce I like. So I ended up doing the same thing but in this new size. Still these really cute colors. Again, really great to take to lunch with you too. It comes with the same type of thing, an even bigger container for your dressing, and then the open section here. I have 2 of these, and what I've been doing is actually meal prepping my salads when I come back from the grocery store. So I'll go ahead and I'll put my lettuce, my chicken, my cucumbers, my tomatoes, everything in here. I basically just leave out croutons, and that allows me to still have a grab and go lunch, which is mainly the reason why I choose a Freshly meal over a salad. But now I've been grabbing salads more often because I have them pre-prepared. So I don't have them pre-prepared today, like I mentioned, even though I do have ingredients for it. I'll do that a little bit later. I said all of this to say that I'm trying out a new meal kit delivery service called Factor 75. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to try it out. They just delivered it today. I think it's the same thing as Freshly. We'll see if the meals are as good or not. I think these meals are a little bit healthier. Anyway, they just got delivered. I'm gonna go ahead and walk to the concierge desk and pick it up, and I'll unbox it with you guys when I get back. Okay, you guys, here she is in all her glory. She literally looks exactly the same as a Freshly box does. So let's open her up. I don't even remember what I got. No prep necessary, fresh meals, simple real ingredients, nonsense-free meals packed with nutrients and flavor. Box to unbox, we're getting more recyclable every day. Carbon neutral company. Cool. I feel like I've held one of these before, even though this is my first time. Or maybe my mom has tried Factor. I don't know. One thing I will say is that they don't have the pretty pictures on the front, so it's hard to get a gist of what's inside. But it says fresh, never frozen meals, chef prepared, dietitian approved, no prep, no mess, heat and eat in 2 minutes, America's #1 ready to eat meal kit. Okay, so this meal is this is the chimichurri pork tenderloin meal. And even though this says fresh and never frozen, like I said, I'm gonna freeze some of these because I want to eat my salads in between. This is the cheesy garden herb chicken. I also tried to get more. Ooh, this one looks good. I may use this one today. I also want to try and get, dang, how many meals did I get? I also tried to get meals with more protein and vegetables, even ones that are like keto friendly, just so that I'm being more carb conscious. Look, even right here it says fitness starts with food. This one is the mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice. Okay. It's so, I feel like I don't even want to tell you guys everything that I got because you can't see it. This is what the packaging looks like. I really feel like the pretty pictures help a lot. It looks good though. It looks definitely more fresh and not frozen. I mean, the other ones didn't feel frozen either, but this looks like, I don't know, just a little bit more fresh, a little bit more real. What are these? Thai style shredded chicken and rice. Okay. Thai style shredded chicken and rice. All right, so I guess we're just gonna warm up one today and eat it for lunch. And it's about 3 o'clock now. I'm gonna do the cheesy garden herb chicken, and this goes in for, this is actually 580 calories, which is a lot, and this has milk included. This is in the microwave for 2 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna decide which ones I should put in the freezer and which ones I'm gonna keep out in the refrigerator. And then I'll put these away, and then I'm gonna do a taste test and right in time for our MCAT class of the day. Class starts at 3, it's 2:53. I normally like to take a good 30 minutes to eat without any distractions, but I just had a phone call with a friend, so that kind of took up most of my time, but it's okay because I'm eating while MCAT class seems like it'll be okay to eat during. Okay, so I downloaded the app so you guys could see what the meal looks like. It actually gives you a lot of information, what it looks like in person. Again, this is the cheesy garden herb chicken with creamy broccoli, rice, and chili garlic zucchini. And I chose this one because it is top rated, and I will admit it smells really, really good. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit of chicky. Good. It kind of tastes like Alfredo, but like just the chicken and rice, whatever the, I guess the creamy Parmesan, garden herb. And of course the chicken is cooked perfectly. Let's try the zucchini. Good. 10 out of 10. To be honest, 10 out of 10. I really enjoy it. I'm going to try and do better at getting meals that are, again, low carb or keto. But for now, it definitely serves its purpose. It's a quick and gourmet chef meal, okay, that I just had delivered to my doorstep. It allows me to not have to focus on cooking too many meals in a day. It's 3 p.m. now. It's time for my live MCAT class. I'm going to pull up my digital sheet. Now this class is interesting. It's called Advanced MCAT Strategies. So it's not specifically focusing on a certain area of the test.
Show the most growth in is what I would advise to you, because obviously there's going to be some here 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Are there
overview of what the classroom looks like. So you have the teacher here. Again, you can see him as he teaches. This is the chat. So you have everybody who's in the Mahari class. Hey y'all, all my classmates. And then you have the kind of like PowerPoint that's here. There's also an instructor who you can't see, and they are in the chat as well. So if you need to private message them, your private messaging chat will show up here. And then this is a look at what the digital book looks like. So you can see here that if we were focusing on CARS passage strategy for highlighting a CARS passage, it will line up exactly with how the PowerPoint is here. And as you're walking through it, you basically will fill it in. Like if it's a passage, you can highlight here. You can do your things on the side. This is the digital booklet, and I just put mine in OneNote document. Here's an example of me filling out one following a class. And again, even sometimes I'll add screenshots from other notes. That way, if I wanted to go through and review this, I'll have my notes next to my problems if I ever wanted to review something. And basically, each class will have amino acid lecture that I was talking about. And basically, we'll go through about, I don't know, 10 or so pages in one class, maybe more than that. It kind of depends. The goal is at the beginning of this, we'll actually go through the different lessons that you need to learn, but then at the bottom it'll have practice problems. So we'll go through these during class, and they'll usually leave us which one is right, why it's right, and not just CARS. We go through this in every category. Normally they give us like one passage to do for homework. Okay. I officially feel like I have explained everything. With that being said, I'm going to eat my food and participate in today's class, and I will check back in with you guys when I'm done.
someone just kind of walk us through it pretty quickly. And what proportions do glycine?